Hi everyone and welcome, I'm just Isa. Last week I told you a bit about the old execution spots here in Malmö, but I left one out because I felt like it needed a video of its own. So today we're gonna talk about Kirseberget. Kirseberget was mostly used to burn witches at the stake during 1543 and 1663. The archaeologist Sven Rosborn discovered that a lot of the ground is still burnt and black after the hundreds of witch burnings that took place here. In 1997, a stele was actually erected in memory of all the women that was burnt here. On it, it says, "You shall die by fire and pyre." That was the judgment of the women who, because of their talents, knowledge, and their way of being, were seen as so dangerous that they were accused of being witches. They were burned on a pyre here in Kirseberg, 1543-1663. It also said that it has been used as a gravesite or burial site for soldiers and prisoners from Malmös during the 1800s. And you might recognize Malmös from my last video. If not, you should check it out. But during those 120 years, 86 people were accused of witchcraft. 63 went through trial and at least 38 was burned alive at the stakes. Most of them happened during the years of 1577 and 1583. But why? Why those years? So here's a little history lesson of Malmö. Malmö was one of Denmark's largest cities for witch trials, and this is actually more of Denmark's history than it is Sweden. During this time, Skåne and Malmö was a part of Denmark, not Sweden. It didn't become Swedish until 1658. So during the witch trials, everything happened under Danish law. Danish witchcraft law, actually. In the 1300s, Malmö was a very important trading city for Northern Europe. It was really wealthy because of its herring and the large Skåne market. 1527, Major Jörgen Koch actually wanted to reform Malmö and drive out every pagan belief and rituals to make the city entirely Christian. In 1560, when they had a shortage of herring, the market and economy stagnated a lot. And by 1570, there were only about 3,000 to 4,000 citizens left in Malmö. Most of the trials took place in Malmö courthouse at Stortorget, the big town square. They placed 4 logs in a square, placed the accused in the middle, and sat them on a thieves' rock, while the jurors sat around them. And that was how the trial went on. In the basement of the courthouse, there were an arrest and a torture chamber. In line with the Danish laws, it was okay to use torture in the trials. After the accused had gotten their sentence and was going to be burned alive at the stake for witchcraft, they were brought out of the courthouse, and in company of 2 priests and an executioner, they went all the way up to Kirseberget in a carriage. Some walked and some went in a carriage. It depended on the situation, but all the citizens of Malmö could see them and shame the condemned. Now, what could you have done to be accused of witchcraft in Malmö by Danish law? Mostly it was about destruction magic, like ruining crops or making people sick, but it could also be helping magic or healing magic. If you were knowledgeable about herbalism, the healing properties of herbs, you could be helping people that were sick or whatever, as earth mothers or midwives. You could still be accused of witchcraft. This wasn't uncommon in the rest of the world either. Something that was usually not a point of accusation was actually devil worshipping. That came later during the Great Uproar, where over 300 people were burnt at the stakes for witchcraft. But that is a story for another day. One practice that was really common during these burnings were that they tied gunpowder bags around their waist, then tied them to a ladder and pushed them into the pyre. This to create an explosion that would kill them. I do want to mention a few cases that I found interesting. The first known case in Malmö was Gide Spandemager. She was accused in 1543 for having ruined the wind of King Christian III's 24 warships heading towards the Netherlands. When the ship had closed into the Netherlands, the wind went still, and all the ships had to return back to Denmark. Christian III saw this as the work of the devil and applied a witchcraft commission. Gide was knowledgeable in healing and was accused of witchcraft. She was imprisoned and confessed during torture. She was found guilty and was executed by burning in November of 1543 at Kirseberget. Karin Skomager was accused for 11 different incidents by several different people. She was accused of healing magic and destruction, the causing of sickness, but also the healing of a farm boy. A fisherman had once hit Karin after she had cursed him. After that, he didn't get any fish whatsoever and thought that was probably Karin. She was found guilty and was burned at the stake in September of 1578. The last woman to go to trial for witchcraft was Hanna Hansdotter. She lived in Östergrevie and was accused of witchcraft in 1756. Her death sentence was actually changed to a life of servitude. But yeah, that was a little bit about Kirseberget and the witch trials that happened here while Malmö was Denmark, a part of Denmark. But yeah, I found this really interesting, and now this is the first part of the series. I will take a little bit of a break to do other things, but there will be more like this. I have a few videos planned for the entirety of December as well, but I need to change it up. This channel is my outlet. I am doing what I feel like, and this is something that I feel like doing right now, so you will have to deal with it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Take care of yourself and each other, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!